Hello Internet. Today what I want to do is go over some of the gear that I use and how I deal with rain and looking for the ultimate rain gear for motorcycle riding. First off, this is the brand that I've been sporting for the last several years. It's Tourmaster Intake 3. I purchased it for a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons was that it was functional and came in 3 layers. There's an exterior mesh that when the liner is removed here, you get direct wind through. So on very hot days when it's up high 30s, low 40 degrees Celsius, this is the perfect system. I can just throw a t-shirt on underneath or a wet vest and I'm nice and cool. I remove the liner, or I can put the liner back in, then that's going to give me some, but not waterproof type of protection. It is water resistant, certainly not waterproof. The third liner that goes with this is actually a quilt liner. And it's for those cold mornings or days. And it zips in and snaps in. So I have functionally 3 different layers to ride with. Excellent concept, works really well. One of the problems I see with it though is that once you get all 3 layers on, it gets pretty bulky. But aside from that, it's well made and it does the trick for me. Downfalls that I've had with it is the cuffs started to come off, Velcro cuffs. But that was a quick fix. I just threw them on the sewing machine, zipped them back up again, and they were fine. Zippers have all been working well, and it's several years old. The pants, again, have 3 layers. The exterior layer actually has a chap type of configurement on them. So I can take the set of chaps off so I have straight mesh again. Inside those, I also have a liner. And in addition, I have the third liner, the quilt liner for the pants. Pants have 2 pockets on them, front, nice easy access. And they are zipped at the back. They'll zip into your jacket to keep your jacket down nice and tight. I seldom use it, but that option is there. The jacket has a number of pockets in it, one on either side, of course. It has a nice little zippered pocket here. In each one of the layers, there are additional pockets. So even the liners have pockets. Velcro here, Velcro here. If I take off this inside liner, there's pockets on the inside and there's pockets on the quilted section as well. So lots of pockets, works really well in terms of being able to carry all the stuff that you need. Biggest downfall of this and just about every other motorcycle gear I've seen is it's not waterproof. Yeah, it can keep you dry or comfortable in a reasonable rain. But if it's pouring or if you're in 3 days of riding and it's been raining for 3 days, once it gets wet, that's it. It's very hard to get it dry unless you hotel or motel it. And if you're camping, you just don't have those options of having dryers around. So that's a real problem. My solution to that was a little bit different. I know that my Canadian colleague, Ryan F9, looked at the idea of having his outer shell and then putting in a waterproof liner. Light, thin, but one would do the tricks. The issue with that is I don't think those liners really work that well, especially under torrential rain. And the fact is that when you get out of the rain, your outer shell is soaked. And at some stage, it's got to dry. Or you're putting it back on, soaking wet. So my first attempt at creating a solution to that was to go with a brand of waterproof gear, outer gear. And my first attempt was with the Helly Hansen Extreme Conditions wear. This is the jacket. The nice thing I liked about this was the fact that it rolled up really small, and it has an elastic component to it. It stretches quite nicely. So both the jacket and the pants, and in this particular case I bought the bib pants, went on really well. I didn't have to take my boots off to put them on, and right directly over top. This went over top of all of my gear. It has two side pockets where I could put a few odds and ends in, and everything was dry, and it kept it dry even under riding conditions. But the downfall was it didn't last. Probably 2 years in, it started to leak. And my last major trip, I did hit about 3 days of rain, and they didn't hold up. I was getting soaked right through both my upper body and the pants. So I had to support them with I went and bought an extra pair of frog tops just to get me through that rain section. So to come up with an answer now, I have gone to a little heavier set of gear from Helly Hansen, and this is their, what they call their Gale workwear. Again, it has that stretchy material in it, so it's easy to get on over top of a lot of things. It's easy to get on the motorcycle, both the pants and the jacket. Has pockets on the side, zip, and a snap. It doesn't fold up quite as small as the previous one because it's a little bit heavier duty. But I guarantee you it's going to be waterproof. And when I get into some heavy rain, I don't want to have to worry about drying up my gear. This over top solves the problem. I take this off, it can get wet as I want, but underneath everything is dry. This jacket's dry, my liner's dry, shirts, everything else. And I also bought a pair of pants to go with it. These are not bib pants, they're just pull-on pants. But again, they have a string tie here to keep them up. They have that stretchy component to them. And I can put them on over my, right over my boots, so it's not a problem with changing things. And they have the small snaps here at the base if I want to tighten up the pant leg to keep the water and rain and road water from splashing up on the boots. Now, if you're looking at trying to stay really dry, this is the way I would go. I really don't believe that there's any way you can stay dry with the other sort of forms of Gore-Tex or anything else. It just doesn't happen, especially if you're under some serious rain and you're driving usually about 60 miles an hour or faster. So it just dries it right through that material. One of the problems that I have found is trying to come up with dry equipment for my hands and my feet. So I've taken a few cues from the canoeing kayaking groups and also cycling. And for the canoeing kayaking groups, you can go to, for example, Mountain Equipment Co-op, and you can pick up some 1 mil neoprene gloves. NRS is the maker of this particular brand, and they're nice and snug, completely waterproof, and they'll keep your hands warm as well. So there's no problem dealing with the clutch, throttles, etc., buttons. They work really quite well. Fold up out of the way pretty easy. So that's the way I'm going with gloves now. They will fit inside my ordinary motorcycle gloves, so I can get additional protection. For boots, what I've done, since my boots are not waterproof, they're a standard leather boot, I've gone with neoprene socks. Again, these are probably 1.5 mil. Not the prettiest things, but they do keep your feet dry and warm. So again, NRS, the brand name there, and I picked them up at Mountain Equipment Co-op. Both of these items are ranging around $20, $30 each. The last item I use for my boots are, actually I went to a bicycle shop, and found boot covers. They're Velcro boot covers that just go over the tip of your boot, underneath and on the back. You can walk on them. You don't have to worry about them coming off or taking them off if you stop. They work well with the shifter, brakes, all those components. The Velcro is down on the bottom, and so as a result, when you put your foot down, you're not slipping on the Velcro, but you still have lots of your boot tread hitting the pavement. So if it hits a slippery patch or something like that, you don't have to worry about it. Combine all these components together, and you've got the ultimate rain weather gear for riding the bike. Okay? If this was helpful to you, give me a thumbs up.